New evidence for King Tut's outer space dagger origins. Egypt mystery is now blown wide open. His dagger was made out of meteorite iron that fell onto Egypt thousands of years ago. This was during the Bronze Age when iron was not used, so he had an iron dagger. Now, looking at King Tut, Tutankhamun, the pharaoh, referred to as King Tut, was an ancient Egyptian pharaoh who was the last of his royal family to rule during the end of the 18th dynasty from 1332 to 1323 BC in conventional chronology. His father is believed to be Pharaoh Akhenaten, identified as the mummy found in the tomb KV55, and his mother is actually his sister's father, his father's sister. So his parents were brother and sister, and identified through DNA testing as an unknown mummy referred to as the younger lady, who was found in KV35. Now, Tutankhamun took the throne at the age of 9 years old under the unprecedented viziership of his eventual successor Ai, to whom he may have been related. He married his paternal half-sister Ankhesenamun, and during their marriage they lost two daughters, one at 5 to 6 months of pregnancy, the other shortly after the birth at full term. His name, Tutankhamun, are thought to mean living image of Aten. And as we know, King Tut died at a very early age of 18 to 19. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, this is incest. And also he, with his wife, was incestuous. So what can you expect? Now, going towards this very unusual dagger of iron meteorite, archaeologists have been left baffled over the origins of the gold-hilted dagger made from outer space materials unearthed from King Tut's tomb. The experts were stunned when they discovered that the spectacular artifact was made from iron, which comes from meteors. They discovered this. The team with Japanese and Egyptian researchers working at the Egyptian Museum in Cairo, and they found that the raw meteorite of the dagger blade was likely to be octahedrite, which is the most common class of iron meteorites. They also argued that the object probably arrived as a gift from Anatolia, which is modern-day West Turkey, the west coast of Turkey. But in a study published in February 11 edition of the journal Meteorics and Planetary Science, experts argued that an adhesive placed on the dagger's gold hilt was made of lime plaster. So this material was used in Anatolia at the time Tutankhamun reigned, while not widely used in Egypt. And that was not the only piece of evidence that pointed to that Anatolia. Historical records discovered at the site of Amarna in Egypt revealed that Tushratta, the king of Mitanni in Anatolia, gave at least one iron dagger to Amenhotep III as a gift. Amenhotep III reigned ancient Egypt from about 1390 BC to 1352 BC and was thought to be Tutankhamun's grandfather. The experts also discovered that the dagger was manufactured using a low-temperature heat forging process at less than 950 degrees Celsius. But other experts are at loggerheads with fellow researchers, disputing the claim that the dagger was not an Anatolian export. The authors of Iron from Tutankhamun's Tomb argue the mystery is still completely unsolved. Instead of deciding on a definite conclusion, those researchers have argued that it is currently impossible to decipher where the dagger came from or whom it was made by. But they have been able to narrow some of the evidence down. They've noted that the royal crystal made from the blade's pommel resembled some artifacts that were commonly widely used in the Aegean region, which is, of course, ancient Greece. But they describe the pommel shape as typically Egyptian. The archaeologists argue that this indicates it could have been constructed either in Egypt or as a product to be exported to the Egyptian market. The researchers said that this means no clear overall picture on the origin of the dagger's handle and blade can be made. We know that King Tut ruled during the late Bronze Age, a century and a half before iron became widespread. And of course, the origin of Tutankhamun's iron dagger is crucial. Tutankhamun ruled over the 18th dynasty of ancient Egypt between 1361 and 1352 BC. This was during the Late Bronze Age, around 150 years before iron processing technology was commonly used, making the dagger mystery all the more baffling. Tomoko Arai from the Planetary Exploration Research Center at the Chiba Institute of Technology said, "The origin of Tutankhamun's iron dagger is crucial as it directly affects the widely accepted history of human civilization from the Bronze Age to the Iron Age. The time of King Tut, as he's commonly known in English, Pharaoh Tutankhamun, around 1300 BC, corresponds to the Late Bronze Age, and the Iron Age is believed to have begun around 100 or so, 150 years after that, around 1200 BC. This is by Jacob Paul on Express UK. And amazing what the pharaohs, if you look at a couple of videos back, I do have a very interesting video concerning the PCR tests on pharaohs of Egypt, extraterrestrial hybrid. They found that the genes were very intense and different from our human genes, and also the bone of the skull was much stronger and more intense, packed together. It was this was basically the pharaohs of this Akhenaten family, and King Tut as well, are of course with the elongated heads, are definitely not totally Homo sapien humans as we know today. There was a mix of something else. So you can see that that's called the extraterrestrial hybrids, the pharaohs of Egypt, about 4 videos back. And that's really from scientific evidence. I'll leave a link below for you for this. And the family of King Tut, as we know, very strange, incestuous, and definitely from extraterrestrial hybrid DNA, and according to PCR tests recently made. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.